Hello and welcome to Iron Port, where we bring Ghana's ports and maritime industry closer to you. It is made possible by the Ghana Revenue Authority, Goil, PLC, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link, Meridian Port Services and Phoenix Insurance. Iron Port is powered by Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, and our media partner is the Business and Financial Times. Viewers, this week's Iron Port focuses on two important subjects. We will begin with the cervical cancer awareness campaign by the International Maritime Hospital, where I am right now. This hospital is offering a 30% discount on all tests as well as vaccination against the virus that causes cervical cancer. Let us hear more on this campaign from our people at IMA.
And at what age should women begin to, as it were, to screen for cervical cancer, and how often should they do so? In a year?
So usually when you are less than 21 years, you don't require any screening. But from 21 to 29 years, we expect every woman to come in for the test. It's assumed that usually at that age, women are sexually active. But if you're not sexually active, the test includes us passing a speculum, which may not be too friendly for those who haven't had sex. So from 21 years upwards, you're supposed to come in for the test. The tests, we have different forms of testing. In low resource populations, we can just do the VIA, which is just coating the cervix with acetic acid. And if we notice a whitish lesion on your cervix, we'll further test you. That is cheaper and easier to do, but that's not gold standard. The gold standard includes having the pap smear or the pap smear with the HPV test, which is known as the co-testing. If you should do the co-testing, which is doing the HPV DNA test and then the cytology test, which is the pap smear, you have to repeat the test every 5 years. If you do just the pap smear, which is also adequate, you can do it every 3 years. So that's about it.
And how effective is the pap smear and the, what do we call it, the HPV DNA test?
It's very, very effective. A lot of people who have come in and then have been diagnosed with the HPV infection. Again, Dr. Abaka mentioned that HPV test is not, once you test positive, it's not a death sentence. Most people within 6 months to 1 year are able to clear the infection. It's a viral infection. It's just like having a cold and saying that I'm going to die. You're not going to die. So if you test positive, you come in, we help you boost your immunity, and we retest you in a year. So having the pap smear is very, very effective in picking up disease. We've picked up a lot of diseases with those who came in. Again, there's been a talk about doing the self-testing. Self-testing means you don't have to come to the hospital. You just buy the test kit and do it at home. There are advantages and disadvantages to that. One of the disadvantages to the self-testing is from a recent one we had. A patient came in and we did a pap smear for her. And when we looked down there, we realized that she had a polyp. A polyp is just an outgrowth on the cervix. That polyp was taken out, and then we had a test on it. It turned out to be early stages cervical cancer. If you had done this test at home, you would have missed this polyp. So we encourage people to come in. At least once in your lifetime, let somebody have a look at your cervix and tell you it's fine.
All right, let me come to Dr. Abaka and ask you some of the common, as it were, barriers that prevent women or inhibit women from coming to screen for cervical cancer.
It's largely lack of knowledge. People don't know what cervical cancer is. They don't know that they can get it, and they don't know what to do to get screened or prevent the cancer from developing. And that is why we are doing the awareness campaign to reach these people who are limited in terms of knowledge. Another barrier is cost of screening. As compared to certain cancers like breast cancer, it's more expensive to screen for cervical cancer. You have to do a pap smear, you have to do HPV DNA test and the other tests, unlike breast screening that requires examination and certain tests. Knowing that we are offering discounts on the screening at International Maritime Hospital. And also with cost, people are unable to afford the vaccines. That also helps with the prevention of this cancer. Knowing that as well, we are also offering discounts on the vaccination at IMA. So please come by.
Away from that, viewers, we also got in touch with the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders to help us know what to look out for when selecting legitimate freight forwarders to help move our goods to and from the ports.
If I am a shipper or an importer and I'm sourcing or looking for a freight forwarder to work for me, in our part of the jurisdiction or our part of the world, I can't come and say, let me inspect your certificates or licenses before I allow it to work for me. In some jurisdictions, that's what people look out for. So what should we look out for before we engage the services of freight forwarder?
I believe that every importer or shipper must do what you call due diligence.
Right.
Because you're going to engage in a transaction that involves money. So you need to do due diligence on whoever you are transacting with. So for us, we advised that at least get to know the location or the office of whoever you're dealing with. Now, when you get to the office, don't be afraid to question the person.
Right.
Because if the person claims to be a freight forwarder or, let's say, a clearing agent in a local balance, there are certifications that individual or that company must have.
Right.
If the company do not have these certifications, please, then be careful dealing with the person. For instance, is a person a customs house agent or registered as a customs agent, or the company is a company, or do they belong to any freight forwarding association?
Right.
Because before even customs register you as a clearing agent or a freight forwarder, you need to belong to any of these associations, either GIF, which we are proud members, or WACHAG or QBAC. We have different freight forwarding associations. So we need to determine that does a person belong to any of these associations. The reason being that if there's any issue or conflict, you need to fall on the association to help resolve the issue.
Absolutely.
So if the person did not belong to any of these associations, you are putting yourself in a big mess.
Right.
So know the location, know whether the person is duly registered by customs, know that the person belongs to an association. If you have at least this prima facie information, you are reasonably safe. That is what we usually advise.
Are there any industry-specific regulatory bodies that oversee the operations of freight forwarders in Ghana?
Okay, so we have, just like my brother mentioned, we have customs, we have GPHA and associations, and then GSA, which is Ghana Shippers Authority. So nobody operates in a vacuum.
Right.
So before you even register your company, you need to get some required documents. You even register with GRA to obtain VAT certificates and all of these things. You register with SNET as well to be able to pay PAY for your staff and all of that. So all these agencies, when anybody even walks in there, says, hey, this company says they are into this, I want to verify from them, because you can use their TIN number to verify where the company is. You can also visit if somebody tells you he's a freight forwarder, you can check on this company, whether they have a website, where they are located. You can visit the associations to verify these things.
Right.
Go to policy and programming of customs divisions, head office, tell them I'm trying to transact with this company. I want to know more about them, or who do you know? And then you can get all these informations.
Right.
You can go to GPHA, because every year, we have members in good standards that is being published. So when you go to the associations, when you come to Tema, for example, when you come to the Tema district, you'll be furnished with members in good standing, and you can know that, okay, this company is in good standing, and this company is not in good standing. And as I know as well, I know customs is gradually risk profiling all the freight forwarding companies.
Right.
So get to a certain time when you qualify, you don't qualify, you don't have a green status, you cannot operate in the environment, in our space.
We will go on break and then return with more news. Stay tuned.
Good energy brings you quality choices with Goil Super XP. Available in many Goil stations nationwide. It is fortified with special additives that help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Branch into a Goil station today and energize your ride with Goil Super XP, compatible with most vehicles. Goil Super XP, Wufilia, huh? Wubefeel. Goil, good energy Yeah, dear.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Yeah. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is, you still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
Business and life can be like the sea sometimes. Sometimes serene, sometimes calm, sometimes turbulent, and at times it brings the unexpected. However it is like, trust Phoenix Insurance for your home, car, business, and marine insurance needs. Call 0302-246-319 or 0243-690-492.
At Phoenix, you experience a delightful service delivered with wisdom.
Thanks for staying, viewers. Now let us take our local news segment.
Freight forwarders operating at the port of Tema have expressed confidence in the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority-GPHA, Meridian Port Services MPS, and other key public sector agencies involved in the cargo clearance chain to swiftly resolve recent challenges related to scanning procedures and cargo evacuation. This sentiment was shared during a business forum organized by the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, GIF, which brought together major port stakeholders, including GPHA, MPS, Ghana Customs, and the Food and Drugs Authority, FDA. The engagement provided an open platform for dialogue on improving efficiency in cargo clearance processes. Freight forwarders acknowledged the proactive steps already being taken by GPHA and MPS to streamline port operations and enhance trade facilitation. They commended the commitment of these institutions to engaging stakeholders and implementing solutions that will further reduce delays in cargo scanning and evacuation.
Today we've had clarity. Mr. David Zongotu, Mr. Oria, and of course Madam Lydia explained the issues and the measures they've taken to ensure that these container transfers are a thing of the past. We are very confident, of course, in terms of what they've told us today, and we hope that all the issues that we have raised and the concerns, of course, from members, especially when we had an open forum where members posted certain questions. They've taken those in stride, and we are sure that they will be up to the task. Again, there were issues of concerns of equipment. We are hoping that GPHA will be able to raise their game in terms of equipment. It is critical. Of course, Mr. David Songotu spoke about how he's put certain logistical plan in place in terms of how to get trucks, third-party trucks, into a form of contract so they deliver. I think there is hope from what I heard.
Fortunately for us, MPS was here. They have spoken about the issues confronted with the scan issues. Gapoa too was here. They have spoken about the evacuation issue, which has been an endemic for us as freight forwarders. I mean, at the point we have engaged everybody and they seem not to have solutions about it. But assurance that they have given us, we can only pray and hope for the better.
GPHA assured industry players of its continued collaboration with MPS and regulatory agencies to ensure a seamless cargo handling experience. Officials from MPS reaffirmed their dedication to world-class terminal operations, highlighting ongoing efforts to enhance efficiency at Terminal 3 and strengthen coordination with customs for expedited cargo processing.
It started 28 October. And when something happened, there are certain technical implications. And that is, we must find solutions. And these are the solutions we are finding. And we are showing you, moving forward, this would be resolved. And that is why we are trying to tell you how we have met our counterparts, MPS, and the agreement we all had. And we are moving forward. You agree with me for some time now. At least MPS has opened up to us. We have opened up to MPS. We have understood one another, and we are gone. We have understood to go to a particular road, and we are doing it. So, my brother, the operational matters, I agree with you. But this is what would lead us to efficiency. We are just assuring you that calm your nerves. We are going to do it.
On behalf of the management and the staff of MPS, we say thank you very much, and we will still require your input, your criticisms, and everything that you want to share with us to make our place a better place. Our main focus is to serve you. I'll say we may not have all the solutions, but sometimes these inputs that we get from you, we work at it so that at the end of the day, we're able to put in measures or solutions that would make your job better and easier.
At the end of the forum, all parties agreed on the need for continuous stakeholder engagement to sustain the gains made in port efficiency. Freight forwarders expressed optimism that the collaborative approach by GPHA, MPS, and regulatory bodies would lead to even greater improvements in cargo clearance, reinforcing Ghana's position as a competitive trade hub in the sub-region. They also reiterated their dissatisfaction with shipping line practices in the country, revealing that a lawsuit is in motion to address the matter.
The Staff Association of the Tema Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority has donated essential food items and cash to the Teshi Children's Home. The donation, which was done on Monday, February 17, 2025, included detergents, toiletries, Milo, cartons of frozen fish, bags of rice, packs of soft drink, bottled water, and a cash donation of 5,000 Ghana cedis. The support is aimed at helping meet the needs of the 27 children at the home who range in the age from 3 to 22. Speaking to Iron Port on the selection of the Teshi Children's Home for this year's Corporate Social Responsibility, the chairman of the Customs Staff Association Senior Revenue Officer, Michael Nkansa Ochre, emphasized that giving back to the society has always been a core mandate of the association.
A word of encouragement is that they should keep it up, because they may think that maybe they're doing something little, but we all go around, we see these things, and with what they do, they're also ridding our society of hooligans and misfits, because they are inculcating to them a certain lifestyle which will be very meaningful. As you earlier on heard from the manager, he was saying that some have become graduates working in banks, some too are pastors, and so we believe that their impact that they are making on society, they may think it's small, but it's going a very, very, very long way.
The administrator of the Teshi Children's Home, Moses Lamte, who received the donation on behalf of the home, expressed his gratitude to the association for their generous support in improving the living conditions of the children. He revealed that some of the children have grown and successfully transitioned into various institutions, including nursing, pastoral ministry, and other professional fields. He also appealed to other philanthropists to extend their support to the home to ensure the continued well-being of the children.
If you are out there and you have seen what they have done, you can also, do same, because there's much blessing in this. These children, it is not their fault, but circumstances have led them get to where they are. So it is you and I, we have to make sure we put them at where they are supposed to be. So I'm grateful for what they have done. And you out there, you can also do same by putting smiles on their faces.
During the celebration of Valentine's Day earlier in the month of February 2025, the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority at the Port of Takoradi reinforced its commitment to corporate social responsibility with 2 significant donations aimed at supporting vulnerable communities. GPHA presented essential items to Father Home Care Ministries Children's Home in Takoradi. The donation, handed over by management, is expected to help meet the daily and educational needs of the children.
We feel that we have a moral obligation to help the less privileged in the society. So as you find us here, together with the HR manager and the marketing and public affairs manager, we are here to do this donation on behalf of the entire port community.
A caretaker from the home expressed deep gratitude, noting that the contribution would greatly enhance the facility's ability to care for and nurture its students.
One silver collection every year be our year in our fee what of father so care ministries more from Eduma or be the minimum Yankopon called insure one Namima when Edmund Kodo. Well, Afibia only one hour was in him on board who ban with Jumanim.
On the same day, GPHA extended its outreach to Twin Cities Special School in Sekende Takoradi, highlighting the organization's dedication to inclusivity and community solidarity, and emphasizing the importance of supporting individuals with special needs.
We are presenting these items to Twin Cities in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Thank you.
Amen.
The gift, a collection of essential supplies and foodstuff, was received with appreciation by representatives of the school community.
The acting chief executive officer of the National Petroleum Authority, Gordon Tamaklo, has commended Goil PLC for implementing robust safety measures at its LPG bottling plant in Tema. During a working visit to the facility on Thursday, February 20, 2025, Gordon Tamaklo and his management familiarized themselves with the plant's operations, which aligns with the National Cylinder Recirculation Model. He praised the facility's state-of-the-art firefighting system, which includes a 1 million litre capacity water tank capable of sustaining fire suppression efforts for 2 hours before requiring external assistance from the Ghana National Fire Service.
With a little tour, the fact of the pumping machine that you have, the fact that you're able to deploy your water fire processes for 2 hours on your own, that's impressive. And I can only say keep on with what you're doing.
He assured Goil PLC of the NPA's unwavering support to ensure the company's smooth and efficient operations.
We would also ensure that from our end, whatever regulatory support by way of institutional support that we need to give you, we'll do that. Remember that we are championing a cylinder recirculation model, and because of that, we will need you to also invest in educating the public.
He highlighted the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition's commitment to promoting cleaner energy alternatives to reduce dependence on firewood and protect the environment. Head of Operations at Goil PLC, Engineer Dennis Ni Komiete Amui, explained the fully automated LPG bottling facility can fill up to 900 cylinders of 14.5 kilogram per day.
This facility, I must say, is a fully automated facility. Everything here is fully automated. However, you can operate it semi-automated and you can also operate it full manual. So this facility is our version of an LPG bottling plant that's capable of filling 900 bottles, 14.5 kg bottles within a day.
The head of technical and special products at Goil PLC, Joshua Dudu, disclosed the company currently operates approximately 63 exchange points across the country, adding that public response has been overwhelmingly positive.
People are getting excited about it and it's getting a very good response. I know because of the investment, the level of investment, I think this is the way to penetrate to the remotest part of the country within the shortest possible time. So it's the way to go. We have systems installed to ensure that we're giving the exact quantities we are supposed to give. In fact, the bottles will be rejected if they are not up to the program quantity. So I can assure the public that when you buy from Goil, you are assured of value for money.
The Goil PLC LPG bottling plant in Tema also houses a cylinder repair shed to ensure that all cylinders distributed to consumers meet stringent safety standards.
All right, viewers, now let us take a look at some international shipping and maritime related news. At the start of 2025, Finland's port of Helsinki reached carbon neutrality in its own operations, marking a major sustainability milestone. The port reduced energy consumption, sourced zero carbon energy, and offset remaining emissions through voluntary carbon credits. CEO Val Hapasari emphasized that efforts will continue, focusing on low carbon solutions with partners and stakeholders. The port's carbon neutral goal, set in 2019, covers emissions from heating, electricity, fuel use in port vehicles and machinery, and business travel. Looking ahead, the Port of Helsinki aims to further reduce overall emissions in the port area, encouraging sustainable shipping and green logistics practices. The U.S. Coast Guard and U.S. Navy successfully rescued 7 seafarers from the Iranian-owned cargo ship Shayeste, which developed a severe list and sank in the Persian Gulf. The USS Devastator and U.S. CGC Clarence Sutvin Jr. responded to a mayday call, safely evacuating 5 Iranians and 2 Indians before the vessel went under. The rescued crew received medical care aboard the Sutvin with no casualties reported. The Shayeste was reportedly flying a Qatari flag, a common practice in territorial waters, though owned by Iran since 2011. The Sutvin, based in Bahrain, as part of the U.S. Fifth Fleet, has been active in maritime security, including intercepting illicit weapons and narcotics in the region earlier this year. Our phrase of the day is carbon neutrality. In the maritime industry, carbon neutrality refers to achieving a net zero carbon footprint by balancing the amount of carbon dioxide emitted with an equivalent amount removed or offset. This involves reducing carbon dioxide emissions through energy efficiency and alternative fuels, and offsetting remaining emissions via carbon credits or sequestration projects. The goal is to ensure that shipping operations do not contribute to an increase in atmospheric carbon dioxide levels. This week's health and safety tip tells us why it is important to wear a safety harness.
Safety harness. A safety harness is a form of protective equipment designed to safeguard the user from injury or death from falling. The core item of a fall arrest system, the harness is usually fabricated from rope, braided wire cable, or synthetic webbing. It is attached securely to a stationary object directly by a locking device or indirectly via a rope, cable, webbing, or one or more locking devices. The use of safety harness is commonly required for workers in industries such as construction, logging, and mining. Safety harnesses are a great way to keep your employees safe while they work at heights. Field workers are encouraged to prioritize the wearing of safety harness on site.
Let us now take a look at the schedule of vessels that have berthed in the ports of Tema and Takoradi at the anchorages of both ports, as well as those expected in the coming weeks, plus the Bank of Ghana exchange rate, which you may need to know to clear your cargo with. Alright, this is where we end this week's edition of Eye on Port. We hope, as usual, you've been informed and educated. Remember, all Eye on Port content can be found on our YouTube channel, Eye on Port. Please subscribe, like, and share our videos. Thank you for watching.